Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am French Pearson, and welcome again to my channel. It is November 8th. Happy Saturday, 2025. I have 10:05 in the a.m. Let's say it together. Praise our God from whom all blessings flow. And yes, we will plead the blood of Jesus over our nation and the world. Ladies and gentlemen, whom you see in front of you is Jack Schlossberg. Yeah, many of you all might know him. He was the keynote speaker, I believe, at the DNC, of which I was there in 2024 here in Chicago. Now, he is a writer. He's with Vogue magazine and a political commentator. But he is the grandson of JFK. You heard me, the grandson of JFK. And it appears he is going to announce his candidacy for a position that I will divulge to you in a second. And it's out of New York. Yeah, another Kennedy trying to get into the political arena. Yeah, so this thing was a discovery, people. It took me all but, maybe 10 hours to do this since last night. But it was well worth it. This young man is 32 years old, and he was born January 19th, 1993. He is a Kennedy. And I don't know if you guys remember, I did a few videos on Kennedy. JFK lived in New York, I want to say for maybe about 10 years. So the Kennedys are not new to New York. Let's begin this thing, because believe it or not, this man is in the shadow of Kennedy. He's in the shadow of Trump and in the shadow of Obama. It's deep, y'all. Check it out.
And now we're learning from Politico that former President John F. Kennedy Jr.'s grandson, Jack Schlossberg, is set to announce a run for Congress, representing New York's 12th district, currently held by Jerry Nadler, who will not be seeking re-election in 2026. Part of the program, Politico's Jason Beeferman got the scoop. Jason, what have you learned?
That's right, Jack Schlossberg. He's known to many as a internet personality, some would say an influencer, and he's running for Congress. There's no other way to say it. My sources tell me he's going to be announcing as soon as Monday. And this is a time when a lot of people in the Democratic Party are looking for new leaders. We saw that with the election of Zoran Mamdani. They want fresh blood as they kind of figure out what's the next step now that Trump is in the White House. Where does the Democratic Party go from here? And Jack Schlossberg, he's beloved by many online, and he's quite idiosyncratic, and he wants to be the future of that party.
Now you're going to see a lot of symbolism in terms of current events. Those of you all who have been with me, you know that many times when there are major events and or people brought to the media, the events of the day are also coded within the move. And this video is no different. Here he is at the DNC. And again, I was there and covered this for 5 days right here in Chicago.
Welcome, delegate from New York and grandson of President John F. Kennedy, Jack Schlossberg.
Let the music get out the way.
Hi, I'm Jack Schlossberg. President John F. Kennedy is my grandfather, and he's my hero. JFK was the youngest person ever elected president and the first Catholic. He sent a man to the moon, fought for civil rights, and navigated the Cuban Missile Crisis peacefully. Most of all, he inspired a new generation to ask what they could do for our country. Tonight, JFK's call to action is now ours to answer, because once again, the torch has been passed to a new generation. to a leader who shares my grandfather's energy, vision, and optimism for our future. That leader is Vice President Kamala Harris. Like President Kennedy, Vice President Harris has dedicated her life to public service. She believes in America, like my grandfather did, that we do things not because they're easy, but because they are hard.
Yeah, so I have to do more research. I'm not sure if he was the keynote speaker, but yeah, as you can see, he spoke. Now I want to show you something, okay? I want you to see, and I'll let you decide what you think you're looking at here, okay? Watch his hands. Watch his hands as they come together. Okay, coming up in about 5 seconds here. Did you see that? Did you see the formation? Do you understand what you're looking at? Okay, just wanted you guys to see it. Is he speaking without speaking, or is that just coincidence? Let's go further. January 2nd, 1960, JFK, his grandfather, he announced his candidacy for president, January 2nd. January 2nd, 1960, JFK, his grandfather, announced running for president. And 11/10 of 2025, this man, his name is Jack, just like JFK, they said he's going to announce his candidacy for Congress. The difference is 65 years, 10 months, 1 week, and 1 day. But come over here. You see the 312? Remember, Trump won by 312 votes when he beat Kamala Harris, and that was Electoral College. Plus you got 44 weeks and 4 days. Now, how do I do that? Well, we make this 2024, make it 2025. When you make it 2025, it's right there. 444, like 4 and 4 is 8. 84, that would be Barack Obama. He was born August 4th. 312, like I said, is Trump. Is this all coincidence? Now look, here he is, January 19th, 1993. That's his birthday. Now let's go to images because I want you to see something. Okay, here he is here. Here's the image, JFK, and then here, Jack and Jack, young Jack, older Jack, okay? Now, when you go here and you click on his only photographs there, you go, that's not the one. Let me see here. We'll get the right one. There is a photograph I want you guys, I saved it separately, but I'm gonna see if I can catch it here. A lot of photographs we have. Okay, I'll just go to what I have already done. Here's the photograph. He's grabbing his right foot. What do you see there? In the shadow that he's making, it's an X, is it not? It's an X. The 24th letter of the alphabet is X. Is that interesting? Yeah, little things that I caught. Like I said, I've been doing the research since yesterday. And it's interesting how these things are here. I'll bring it to your attention. You let me know what you think is here. Let's see. There it is right there. The X. Is that possible to make that type of sign? I don't know. But 24, the 24th letter is X, of the alphabet is X. Speaking without speaking. And look in the clouds. That looks like an X as well, does it? Looks photoshopped to me, allegedly. Let's go further. New York, he wants to represent New York, represent the 12th district. But anyway, New York was founded July 26, 1788. Take July 26, 2026, New York's next birthday. 1/19/2025, the anniversary of Jack's birthday, the young Jack, the guy who's running for Congress, is 79 weeks. What is 79? Again, New York's anniversary as a state versus his last birthday is 79 weeks. Well, guess what? Trump is 79 years old. Look at that, people. Trump is 79 years old. You think this is a coincidence? I believe they're bringing him in. And look, he gave his speech I just showed you guys. He gave his speech August 20th of 2024. I just showed you that. August 20th of 2024, subtracted from his birthday the very next year after he gave the DNC speech, 1/19/2025. The difference is, excuse me, 21 weeks and 6 days. What's 216? The 216th day of the year is August 4th. It's August 4th. And what is August 4th? It's Barack Obama. They're introducing him in the spirit realm, people, in my humble opinion. Now look, 11/10/2025, you're supposed to make the announcement to run for Congress. Take 11/10/2025 from August 20th, 2024, when he was at the DNC speaking. That's exactly 64 weeks. See that? 64 weeks. He was at the DNC 8/20/2024. I showed you that speech. 11/10, he's going to make an announcement, they said, to run for Congress in New York. The difference is 64 weeks. Why is 64 important? Barack Obama is 64 years old. People, by now, you can see I've done my due diligence. I do this to the glory of God so you can understand. Our governments in America, many times are set up by the powers. It's hidden. These people just don't come out of nowhere. Everything's crafted, people. I hate to tell you, but I got to tell you the truth. So when you look at it with spiritual eyes. Do you understand? Because these are mathematical improbabilities, right? Now look, Obama gave his speech at the DNC July 27th, 2024. He had the keynote address. Remember Obama did that back in the day? July 27th, 2024. Take July 27th. Well, that was 04. That was 04 Obama did that. July 27th, 2004. Well, take July 27, 2025, anniversary of Obama making his speech. 8/20/2024, Jack Kennedy, the one who's running for Congress now in New York, his speech at the DNC was 8/20 of 2024. The difference is 1111. Remember, I told you guys that's snake eyes. That's snake eyes. Snake eyes. Snake eyes. The slit in the eyes, one. They're telling you what's coming. We're back in the Garden of Eden. Snake eyes. It's deep, y'all. And what is snake eyes? What is that? Well, let's show you the symbol. It's bad what's coming up. Remember back in the day we had 111? And July 4th of this year, 2025, we had the flood. And that was in Dallas. Remember this, 111? On the mailbox.
Rest assured, no one knew this kind of flood was coming. We had flood.
They said they didn't know the flood was coming. Look at the mailbox. It says 111. What is 111? April 21st is the 111th day of the year. On April 21st, that's when the Pope died. April 21st. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, let's go down the road. Think that's a coincidence? And here's your 1-1 again. The sole survivor of the India crash 4 months ago. The sole survivor. Remember the airplane crash they had? All the people died? Well, he survived. He was sitting in seat 11A. A being the first letter of the alphabet, 111.
Hospital in Ahmedabad, the lone survivor who walked away from Thursday's Air India disaster, tells Indian TV he has no idea why he's the only one of 242 who got out alive.
Emergency door is broken. My seat is broken.
See? 11. They speak with the 1-1. They speak.
I'm not jumping. Okay. I just.
And here's your two color combinations, blue and purple. Lilac, Tiffany blue, okay? You guys know about that? That's the Phoenicians, the power, the hidden powers. Now look, 1/19/2025, that's Jack, New Jack, the grandson of JFK, that's his birthday anniversary. 8/4/2025, that's Barack Obama's birthday this year. The difference is 6/22. Now, why is that important? On 6/22, America launched Operation Midnight Hammer against Iran. Do you understand? And I did a video on it. This is from iPad Go 2. See the fingers in the air? Watch. We're gonna make this real simple. Color font, iPad Go 2, George Bush, look at his fingers. I said, look at his fingers. Look at his fingers. Watch. You see him? You see him? Okay. Remember this? June 21st of 2025, Situation Room. They're in the Situation Room. You know who that is? Mr. Raisin Kane. They made the decision to go after Iran. Okay, look at his hands. Look at George Bush. June 24, 2012, the animated short film, iPad Go 2. That's when it came out. June 24th, 2012. That's George Bush. Look, June 24th, 2012. June 21st, 2025, we went after Iran. We bombed them. That's when they made the decision to bomb them. It was in the Situation Room. The difference is 47-45. And who's 47-45? That's Trump. It's deep, y'all. I said it's deep. Everything's in the spirit realm, people, when it come to that level. Now, here's JFK, the grandfather of Jack, who's going to be running for Congress in New York. May 29th is his birthday. His death date is 11/22. Why are they playing this out, people? Because it's going to happen again, but it's going to be fake. They're going to unalive Donald J. Trump to create more hysteria, okay? And they mirror each other. JFK is buried in Arlington National Cemetery, Lot 45. And Trump was the 45th president. The more research I do, the more I say to myself, I don't even believe the JFK situation was real. In other words, staged. I'm coming to that conclusion. Now look, 5/29/2025, JFK, born. 11/10/2025, JFK Jr., Jack Jr., who's running for Congress in New York. That's his. That's the day he's supposed to announce it. The difference is 165. What's 165? The 165th day of the year is June 14th. What's June 14th? Are you seeing it? It's all connected. If I didn't have this gift, I wouldn't be able to see it. But God gave me this gift. I ran from my gift, and God's like, I need you in the last days to show people the powers at the top. They craft everything. They craft it all, people. What's real? The reality that they create. That's what's real. 1/19/2025 is the birthday of Jack, the grandson. 11/22/2025 is the anniversary of the death of JFK. The difference is 44 weeks. Who's the 44th president? Barack Obama. January 20th, 1961, JFK became president. He was inaugurated, all right? January 20th. January 20th, 1961, JFK was sworn in as president. 11/10/2025, Jack, his son, his grandson, is going to announce his candidacy for Congress. The difference is 77722. 77722. 777 is from who? You know who that is. Aleister Crowley. Is that coincidence? This is the underworld. Do what thy will, the law. When Satan was able to beguile Adam and Eve, he incisioned a law contrary to God's law, and that is do what thy will, free will. Your will should be, let thy will be done on earth as it in heaven. We should mirror God's will. In order to create a new kingdom, they needed a new law. In my humble opinion, Aleister Crowley brought that. His 777 shows that in his books. So, who's Aleister Crowley? Bewitching, snake, devil, charmer, satanic worshiper, the occult, all that.
This is Aleister Crowley. He became notorious in the early 20th century for dabbling in the occult and creating his own religion called Thelema. He was sometimes called the wickedest man in the world. Also, early in his life, he was ice skating, and the tip of the skate stabbed him in his, quote, much prized perineum. He didn't get any sort of treatment for some time, and it didn't heal well, so he leaked out of the wound for the rest of his life. This is Aleister Crowley. He became notorious in the early...
What I'm about to tell you, you're not even going to believe me.
I'm sure you've heard the name Aleister Crowley, but do you know the chilling truth behind it? Born in 1875, Crowley was more than just an occultist. He was a poet, a mountaineer, and a master of dark ritual. Known as the Beast, he pushed every boundary, indulging in practices that shocked society. His infamous book, The Book of the Law, claimed to reveal hidden truths from ancient gods. But was he a visionary or a madman?
This is what they do. They got their own religion, people. And so you had 777 and 22. What is 22? Well, in iPet Go 2, let me show you something. There's a scene here where Barack Obama, in the cartoon, he has a V on his head, and he sweats it. Seconds later, as he sweats it, the American flag shreds in two, and the earth begins to crumble. You see the flag? He's sweating, and it's midnight. See that? It's midnight. It's midnight. Everything goes to disaster. That's your 22, which is really a V. V is the 22nd letter of the alphabet. They speak in ancient language, just like Aleister Crowley, those ancient gods. Could it be that ancient gods are being utilized in our realm, in our time? Yes, they have. Yes. Now here, 1/19/1993, this is Jack. New Jack, right? The grandson, Schlossberg of JFK, that's his birthday, 1/1993. Trump's birthday literally is June 14th, 1946. The difference between their birthdays is 46-312. What is 46? 46 is disaster. Like Joe Biden was what? The 46th president, disaster. 46 means death and disaster. Now, George Floyd, George Orwell, and JFK all died at 46 years old. And 312, remember, Trump got 312 votes when he beat Kamala Harris. This couldn't be coincidence, people. So let's go back and look at it. You think this is a coincidence now? When you look at it? Speaking without speaking. My name is Friendship Pierce. If you enjoy the work, please support it, share it, tell your friends about it. And again, if you guys can help me out, it's rough. My videos do not go to they're not allowed to go to the big algorithm to get out here so I can get big views. So if you guys can support, I have Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, and PayPal, and a P.O. Box. Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, and P.O. Box. Send an offering there. Screenshot it. Thank you. Also have a beautiful book called Protect the Gift. You can give it for Christmas. 60 plus beautiful poems. Beautiful poetry book. Give it as a Christmas gift. God bless. Stay safe. We'll talk soon.